Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie and welcome to your PSA, your public Stephanie announcement podcast. I'm so happy that you are here. If you don't know what a PSA is, I've been doing them over on my Instagram for a while now, and there are 1 to 3 minutes of me kind of shouting some truth at you, things that I've learned in therapy, things I've talked about with friends, things I've seen on the internet that I've just sat and overthought about. All these little tidbits of information that I've gathered and have resonated with me that I feel compelled to share with you. So I polled people on Instagram and they said they wanted also a longer form version of that. So that's what I'm doing here, is a longer form version. We get deeper into conversation about these one sentence things for you to think about and to have conversation about. What's really cool with this is we get to form a deeper connection, understand that vulnerability can be safe and a means to creating connection and community, and quite honestly, just developing a deeper understanding of ourselves. So that's why I do this. And honestly, half of what this is for me and half of it is for you. We're learning together. We're all doing life for the first time right now. And I think that's something comforting to just sink into. And you can take what you need or what you want from this and leave what you don't. But what are we going to talk about today? We're going to be talking about starting and we're going to be talking about stopping. So what do we start and what do we stop? I just want to lay a basis, kind of like a ground of where are we at here. I'm going to paint you a picture. You have a dream. You have a goal. You have something that is an ambition of yours, and you've been sitting with it for a while. You have had it on your mind, in your heart, for a long time. And you've continuously not done anything about it. Or you have done a lot of thinking, a lot of talking about it, a lot of planning, and you've yet to do the thing you need to do, which is start. I've done this so many times in my life. I'm currently doing it. That's what some of what this is right now, is me hitting the start button. After so much planning, after so much thinking, after so much talking, I'm finally starting something. So the tagline of today is just start and stop procrastinating. I know there are so many of us out here who kind of find a comfort zone in procrastination, or you have a comfort zone in planning. And I heard this, I don't remember where, but something for you to think about is planning is sometimes a form of procrastination. So you might be sitting there thinking, I'm making progress, I'm doing the thing. But really what you're doing is procrastinating by researching, by writing lists, by planning out schedules, by writing all the things you need to know before you can start. And by doing that, that's cool. I think that's information to have. You're also delaying the starting. And sometimes on that list, all these things that you don't know, the only way to learn them is by starting. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong here. Planning is important, and we need to plan to some extent. But when we're sitting in the planning stage for maybe days, weeks, months, dare I say years, that might be the moment to pause and reflect. Am I truly planning right now, or am I procrastinating the starting? I do this all the time. I love to plan. I say I'm a planner. That's one thing, that's like a attribute I tell people that I have, is I am a planner. I love to plan things. I like to-do lists. I like gathering information in order to do a thing. I love Excel spreadsheets where I can plan out an event or a weekend or a day or a meal or whatever it is. I'm good at it and I love it and I love the organization. However, there are numerous, too many things for me to count amount of time where I have spreadsheet after spreadsheet after spreadsheet of planning how to do something, and then I never do it. I just don't do it because of fear. because of feeling like I'm not good enough, feeling like I don't know enough, feeling like people can do it better than me, feeling like I don't have a space in whatever direction or thing that is, feeling like I'm not perfect. There's so many things to come up, and all of those things, they're valid and they have their place. Our fear has its place. And also, we can start, do it, make forward movement and momentum while having all of those things. And oftentimes, half of those things are lies that we're telling ourselves in order to skirt around the fear, in order to skirt around the discomfort or the potential failure or the whatever thing that could come up. And it's okay to be sitting in that. It's okay to sit with that and also do the thing, to just start, to just try, to go for it, to begin and then take note of what you truly don't know, or take note of the gaps in knowledge or the gaps in resources or the things that feel good or don't feel good. And you won't know that until you start it. The other thing is, we will never be perfect. We will never 100% know what we are doing. No one knows what they're doing. I hope you know that, is that no one knows 100% what they are doing. Some people have more knowledge than others, but there's always something to learn. There's always a place to grow and more areas to step into. But if you don't start somewhere and you don't start at all, you're never going to get to the place that you really want to get to. So this is about just starting, setting aside the fear, taking courage, letting it sink into you, and then moving forward. The other thing with that is, one of my fears is not being perfect, or not having things at 100%, or not producing things to the standard or the expectation that I have, which is extremely high and sometimes very unrealistic. Some of the things that stop me from going and doing is that I don't have it all, or I need to have it all, or I can't do it at all. And I want to remind you is that it doesn't have to be an all or nothing mentality. It can be, I start with 10% knowledge. I start with a smaller scale of the big thing I want to do. I start with a small bite before the whole meal. Like, we don't have to say, oh, if I don't have it all, I can't do it at all. If I don't know everything, I can't even start. I can't even begin. If I don't have it perfect, I'm not even going to do the thing or share the thing or whatever. It doesn't have to be all or nothing in order to start, in order to do. It can be a gray zone in the middle. It can exist within this global existence of sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes we know it, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we're faking it. Sometimes we're asking questions. Sometimes we're really confident in it. Sometimes we have fear. Sometimes we feel less than enough. But it doesn't have to be, you either have it all or you have none. It can be in the middle. And that's good, and that's enough, and that's normal, and that's okay, and that's healthy. To have it all, to exist with it all, and to do it with it all. I think with this, when we're inundated with fear or feelings of not being good enough, or feelings of sitting in all of this discomfort, something that I recognized and something I really came to terms with, I'm going to give a little background story here, is a couple years ago, almost at this point, I took a yoga teacher training, and this was a 12-week, 200-hour program, and it was one of the most intensive things that I've ever done in my life, and I did that while also working 40 plus hours a week and maintaining relationships and some semblance of existing as a functioning human being in society. It was one of the most eye-opening things I've done, one of the most transformative things I've ever done, and I think one of the best decisions I've ever made for myself in my entire life. And we had a requirement to journal, and journaling is something that I've already done and have my muscle memory in there. But we would go to classes and we would go to the workshops and we would go to our time together for these like lectures and all of that and learning. And we needed to journal after every single session, whatever that was. And one of my journal entries, there's something that stuck out to me when I was rereading it after the program was done. And it still sticks with me today. And it feels really relevant to this topic. As we sit in the fear, as we sit in this discomfort, something to recognize as we're in a place of, I don't know it all, or this is new, or I have fear, is discomfort does not mean that you are incapable. You can sit in something and have an extreme amount of discomfort, whether that's, I don't know enough, I don't feel like I'm enough, I don't feel like I am presenting in the way I think I should. With that discomfort, all of those feelings, does not equal you being incapable of doing the thing. You can do the thing while feeling uncomfortable. You can do the thing while not knowing it all. You can do the thing while having fear. You are capable of doing whatever you put your mind to. I believe that. I know that to be true. You are so capable. And the discomfort does not mean that you are incapable. The unfamiliarity of whatever room you're stepping into does not mean that you are incapable. So I encourage you to listen and notice what that narrative is in your mind when it's busy and cluttered and confusing and hard to hear inside of there, and you're stepping into something new or unfamiliar. What is the narrative? Is it telling you that you're incapable? Is it telling you that you're not enough for this or you don't know enough? Or can we flip that? Can we rewrite the narrative and say, hey, this is not that I'm incapable. It's not that I'm not enough. It's that I'm uncomfortable. It's that it's new. It's that it's unfamiliar. That there's a space for me to learn. That there's space for me to grow. But it does not mean I am incapable of showing up, of doing the thing, and of going for my goals and my ambitions and my dreams. You can. You are capable. You have it in you. And you have it in you to find the resources and the knowledge in order to succeed. Everything that you need, you have within yourself right now. And I'm not saying that you have all the knowledge, and I'm not saying that you have all the skills, but you have the ambition, and you have the drive, and you have the motivation, and you have the desire. All of those things are what lead you to the ability to find what you need in order to succeed. You have that all within you right now. It's just about allowing that to blossom and that to be louder than the fear within your mind. Another thing that I want to touch on that feels really related to this is I think a lot of us have ambitions and dreams and goals and things we want to do in our life. And sometimes, and I've had this, and I am no longer in this, but a few years ago, I was counting down the days to the weekend. I was waiting to live for the weekends. That's when I would cram all my social things in and my activities and my things that I wanted to do outside of my full-time job. I was just living for the weekend, and that drained me. I wasn't doing all the things that filled up my cup and all the things that I wanted to work towards. And I found that when I treated every single day as an equal opportunity to do the things I wanted to do, I no longer needed to be counting down the days for the weekend. I no longer dreaded my Mondays. I no longer sat in this sadness of my days are withering away. Because we have the capacity within our days, whether it's before our workday, after our workday, on our lunch break, to continue to work towards these things that we want to work towards and achieve our goals and find more knowledge, because maybe what you're doing right now isn't exactly what you want to be doing long term. Maybe right now this is a stepping stone. But I bet you that where you're sitting right now has something to learn from and to take from and to use and to utilize to get you to the next step. Can you ask more questions or ask for more resources or pivot in whatever role you're in right now to get you to the place you want to be in? So we don't have to live for the weekends in order to continue to work towards our goals. We don't have to use that as an excuse or as a form of procrastination for doing the things that you want to do. Are you doing that right now? Are you sitting around waiting for things or using things as excuses or as unnecessary boundaries in order to go for the things you want to go for? So I want to leave you with a little exercise. I'm someone who loves to journal. I'm someone who finds a lot of power in journaling, and it can be really uncomfortable if you're not used to writing down your thoughts. But I encourage you, find a piece of paper, or if it feels better to type it out, because I have 2 forms of journals. They both serve a different type of purpose within me. But find a journal that works for you, whether that's writing or typing or texting it out. Write down, number 1, what's your goal? What is that thing that you're working towards? That thing that you want and desire so deeply. And then I want you to write down all the reasons you're not working towards that right now. Is it fear? Is it feeling like you're not enough? Is it a gap in knowledge? What are all the things that are stopping you from going for this goal? And then maybe even take some time to write down what are the things you would like to gain before you start. Is it researching something? Is it gaining access to a resource? Is it rearranging the narrative in your brain about your capabilities? Is it planning something out, scheduling something into your calendar? What are all those things? And then I want you to write down what is the worst case scenario attached to all of those fears and the things that are stopping you. If you were to just start right now, I want you to write down all of the things that you think, like, what's the worst case scenario of if you were to start right now? What is the absolute worst case scenario? And then I want you to write down what's the best case scenario if you were to start right now. And then I want you to write down what's the most likely scenario if you were to start right now. And I'm not even meaning that all of those things have to fall in the category of tangible things. Maybe that's also emotional experiences, the feelings, the thoughts, all of that. And then I want you to start. It's scary. It's big. And I want to remind you that you can do it, and you have people who love and support you and will hold you in the state that you're in. And you might fail and you might trip up and you might have to pivot and things might not look the way you think that they're going to look or how you imagine them looking. I have a feeling though that with time things are going to turn out exactly how they need to turn out. You will succeed because starting is succeeding. That already is like a check on the list of success, is the idea of starting. So just start. Just do it. Be like Nike and just do it. But please remember that in all of this, you are so loved. You are whole and you are enough, just as you are.